For by Robin Gwaltney Group-RE results. Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE results and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning, everyone. Andy Brownell at News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM with Robin Gwaltney Group-RE results. Hi, Robin.
Hey, good morning.
Morning. So you're back from a big trip.
Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I am too old for that pace. RE/MAX has a convention every year, and every year it's in Vegas, which I can probably tell you without a doubt my least favorite place in the world.
Yeah, you told me stories the last time.
I'm not a fan. And the thing about the convention is they know that we want to be away from work as short a time as possible, so they pack everything into 3 days. And so we have awards ceremony for 100% Club, awards ceremony for platinum, and then they'll have an evening award ceremony for the big stuff, and then we have big opening sessions where all 10,000 people are in the arena. We had a private concert by Maroon 5. We had a lot of really good speakers, but it was just like action-packed. You get up in the morning and you're going strong from 8 a.m. until midnight to go to bed and do it all over again. Well, the problem is midnight is 2 a.m. in our body.
Yeah.
And I'm still awake at 4 because, it's like, this is 6 o'clock, I'm wide awake. So then I'm working in my room, doing my email. You're not really calling people at that point, but eventually, and then go in and go. Oh, it's a lot. But we did great. Our team was in the top 1% in the country, and we in the top 100 teams in the country. There's like 110,000 RE/MAX agents, and of those 110,000, we finished in the top 1%. So, yes,
congratulations.
Big honors. And then we had some of our team members get their individual awards, and I was so stinking proud of them, and especially our son, who had set his goal to do the 100% Club, and he only had really 10 months to do it because he didn't get licensed till the end of February, and he reached his goal. So, yeah, it was a lot of celebrating and just learning and networking. So it's fun, but if I sound tired, it's because I am.
I get tired just hearing about it.
Well, what the best thing about the conference this year was Dave Liniger, who is the amazing man who founded RE/MAX, the brand. So this year was extra special because it was the 50th anniversary for RE/MAX. And so Dave told the story from the beginning till now. And he basically got out of Vietnam and really had nowhere to go, nothing to do, and he decided to become a realtor. So he did, and then he hated these brokerages where he would work for like a 60-40 split or a 50-50 split, and he noticed that back at that time, so it was back in 1973 when he was ready to start his own company, because he had a concept. He thought all these other real estate companies are really only employing white males. There was no job for women in real estate. That was not a thing. There was no minorities in real estate. That was not a thing. And he is like, you know what? This is craziness. I'm going to change the whole concept of how real estate's done. Everyone's going to be welcome to sell real estate here. And also, we are going to have a 100% commission split. So his idea was basically pay a desk fee and then you keep your commission. And everybody criticized him, told him it would never work. And here he is 50 years later, probably billionaire, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet.
And he has companies in 74 countries and, just super successful. It's just amazing to sit there and listen to this humble man tell his story of how he built it from the ground up. And he's like, my first year I had 26 agents 50 years ago, 26 to 110,000. So yeah, but he showed some slides that I found very interesting. And one of them was a picture of the 50-year average for interest rates. And the 50-year average was 7.73.
So it's higher than I even thought. I thought it would have been about 6.
Yeah, 50-year average was 7.73. So here we are below the average for the last 50 years. And people are making such a big, panic. So, yeah, in 1973, it was 8%. And then it went up. And then it came back down. And probably it looks like about 2000, probably right in the middle. And then it dropped, of course, way down, and now it's back up to 6.5. But the 50-year average was 7.76. So, yeah, so that was very encouraging. But, some of my favorite things about the conference were, people are still going to need houses. People are still going to buy houses. And, I'm sorry, I misquoted, 110 countries and 144,000 agents. So, yeah, really, really great. And he talked about how much RE/MAX agents have given back. And I was so impressed because we support Children's Miracle Network hospitals and take a percentage out of our commissions to give. And the total contributions to date has been $197 million.
Almost $200 million. That's amazing.
Yeah, $10 million in 2022. So yeah, very impressive. Just a phenomenal company. And I came home all revved up because, we network with people from all over the United States. And I love that because when somebody asks me for a referral, a lot of people leave Rochester and they're saying, I'm moving to Boston. I'm not just picking a name out of a catalog. I'm giving them the name of Karen Landry, my friend, who I meet up with at conference, who I know her. I know how she does her business. I've sent her referrals before. Or, if they're going to Scottsdale, Arizona, it's my friend, Don Matheson. It's like people I know. So when I'm referring, I know them. I know their agents like me. I know they do a lot of business, and I know they do their business well. So it's just a really cool feature of going to those things, is getting to know our colleagues from across the country and just being able to stay in tune with the real estate market across the country.
Okay, so you have the entertainment, but you also have the award ceremonies. I'm sure they have dinners and other.
You got it.
What are you doing the rest of the day? Is it like seminars or?
They have super great speakers. Oh my gosh, this speaker, I have to remember his name. He was a well, first we had Bear Grylls. No,
sure.
That guy. That
outdoors guy who eats all the food out in the home.
Yeah, that guy. He talked about jumping out of an airplane and crashing to the ground and breaking his back, shattering his back in 3 places, but yet how he thought it was important to face his fears and get back up and start doing that crazy stuff all over again. He was a little extreme, but I mean, very motivational, because it's like, boy, if you think you got things you're afraid of, that guy. But there was this football player, he was I'm not a football person, so I don't know the names of the positions, but he just basically hiked the ball back to the guy that was going to kick it.
The center.
All right, whatever. They called him a long something else.
Oh, a long snapper.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. So that guy, and he played for the Eagles, and he broke a record for having like the most unmissed football games in the history of the NFL.
Wow.
But so that's not even what he was talking about. What he was talking about is what he overcame, and he's doing magic tricks, and I'm thinking, what is going to go on here? I couldn't really understand it. Well, he had this story about how when he was a 14-year-old boy, his father murdered his mother.
Oh, what?
And how he overcame that and had to live life with that, and how doing card tricks was the only time he felt like a kid, a normal kid. So he became like a really good card trick magician, right? And so he was on America's Got Talent at the same time he was playing for the Eagles. And so he was in Philadelphia all day practicing, and then in New York in the evenings doing the tapings and stuff for this show. And in the end, he was a finalist, and he said he had to go in the locker room and talk about being beat by a 10-year-old with a ukulele. But it was pretty funny. But I mean, just talking about going through life and having to face things that no one should ever have to face, and just how he dealt with it and how he's used his magic to understand it. But the message was all about how we get to create what goes on inside our minds, and like we're in control of that space. But super motivational. So really good speakers, really good entertainment, really good classes so you could learn about different things, and then awards. But just action-packed, and just came home feeling even more proud to work for RE/MAX than I felt before I left. It's just super great brand.
Sounds like a great trip. That last speaker is the kind of thing that reminds me of when you wake up some morning and you're a little grumpy because of whatever is going on. You had a long day the night before.
Yeah, right?
That just puts it into perspective, doesn't it?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. The things that this guy went through and lived through. And then as a child, his counselor, I know we're going way off track, but this is so good that people might want to look him up. Read about him. But his therapist insisted that the court allow he and his sister to see pictures of their mother who had been murdered by their father with a sledgehammer.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm like, what was the point of that exactly? But he said that her thoughts were that she wanted it to be real to them, and she wanted them to see what he did, so that when the day came that they were going to see him again, that it wasn't like, that was just a bad thing that happened. I don't know, just to help him get over. I don't know. It was heavy.
Yeah,
there wasn't a dry eye in the place, but he got a standing ovation in the middle of his talk. People stood up and started clapping and wouldn't stop. And he's like, I'm not done yet. It was really good.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. We have to take a break already, Robin, so we'll do that real quick. Back in a moment with more of Robin Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
It's Hy-Vee's Smokin' Pork Sale this Friday through Sunday.
Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX results, and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning, everybody. We're back with Robin Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX results, fresh from Vegas. I don't know if fresh, right?
Not fresh, but back from Vegas.
Ready to hit the hay from Vegas. Okay, so you're out there. What part of this is talking to people and everything else? What did you learn when you're out there?
Well, they give you a lot of statistics about what's going on in the real estate world, right? So like I said, they talked about the interest rates and are they really as bad as everybody thinks they are, and stated that they're lower than the 50-year average. They talked about how much equity people have in their home, and I know you and I have talked about this a lot, but it is crazy how much percent change in home prices, how much home prices have gone up, right? The national average over the last 5 years, take a guess.
For 5 years.
Over the last 5 years, what do you think the national average is increase in home price?
40%.
58.4. Isn't that something? But you are very knowledgeable about the local market. In Minnesota, it was 45.3%, and Iowa 42%. So, but check out some of these. In Maine, 76.9%.
I don't want to live in Maine. Wow, that's
good. God. Florida, how much do you suppose it was in Florida in the last 5 years?
I'm going to go with 60-some%.
85%.
Oh, we're going higher. Okay.
85%. And for a while there, like after the 2008, 2009, so many people lost money on properties in Florida, right? And so there were definitely still houses out there that were affordable. People bought them. Oh, those people have made themselves a lot of money.
I always talk about these statistics, how many new millionaires were made in America in any given year. Now you can see why.
You can see why.
This is where it came from. It's these
people who own real estate.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. So I'm just seeing what other ones blow me away here. North Carolina, 75%. Tennessee, probably Nashville had a lot to do with that. 79%. Let's see where they grew the least amount. Oh my gosh, Idaho, 104%.
Idaho's hot. The Californians are pouring in.
Yeah, 104%. Isn't that something?
Can you imagine how the Idaho natives are welcoming the Californians?
I don't know. So Idaho or North Dakota is the lowest at 31%. So North Dakota, right all around our area, is the lowest. So Midwest, of course, we're always the last to do everything, right? I mean, doesn't mean our values aren't going to continue to increase. They started lower, they definitely started lower.
But still, if you're talking an average in Minnesota at 45% over 5 years,
right?
I'm still getting a 9% return every year.
Right.
Which is unheard of.
Right. Well, and then you think about like 45% in Minnesota, if your average house, was $250,000, $300,000, and then go over here and look at California, they've got a 50% increase at their home prices. At least in Minnesota, even though homes have gone up 45% over the last 5 years, we can still afford to buy homes here. Here in Iowa and Missouri and Illinois and Wisconsin, I mean, all of those, North Dakota for sure. But yeah, properties have gone up everywhere. I mean, there's nowhere where they haven't gone up at least 31% in the last 5 years. That's a very good return on your money. It
is a very good return. I mean, if you were lucky enough to buy one of those distressed homes in Florida 12 years ago,
yeah, exactly. And so that's the thing. It's like people always wonder, like, where's the smartest place to put their money? What's the best thing to do with it? And I can tell you that if you look historically, real estate has always been a good option. Now, maybe you had to hold on to it through some of the hard years, but if you had it and held on to it, you definitely have made some.
Yeah, but that's no different than any investing.
Right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yep.
I mean, if you're going to bounce around and trade every single day, you're going to have some days where you're going to lose big.
Right.
You'll have some days where you win big, but you're not going to, over time, probably have the kind of returns you're talking about. So, yeah. And plus, as you have pointed out numerous times, I get to live in it.
Right.
It's the
bank
return.
account. Right. It's the bank account that creates shelter. You can't get that from anything else. So let's look at what we got going on right now today in Rochester, Minnesota, shall we?
Okay. All right. So we have, where's my little market report? Sorry, I thought I was more prepared. I know I have it. You know what? Okay. We could take a break and then we can
all right.
get all the paperwork right in front of you. So we're ready to go. Okay.
All right.
Right now I get to be the boss. Okay. We'll take the break. Back in a moment. Robin's here. Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group-RE results on News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
From the kennel to the coop, whatever the season, Fleet Farm
with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back. We're with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group-RE results. And right before the break, Robin, you were gathering up some data on the Rochester market.
Yes. So this is a very up-to-date, well, it was March 1st, so a couple days old, but, pretty up-to-date stats. Currently 164 homes active for sale in the Rochester market with 149 pending. So that 149 that's pending were active a few days ago, but now have since gone under contract as far as, under inspection or contingent upon a sale being home or whatever. But the contingencies were removed and now they're pending. So they're just waiting for closing date. So basically, if you add the active and the pending, there were just over 300 houses on the market. In the last 6 months, 671 have closed. Okay. And there have been 146. This is a pretty high number. I haven't seen the number this high in a while that have come off the market in the last 6 months.
Huh.
So some of that is let's say you find a house and you want to buy it and you make it contingent on the sale of your home, and now somebody else came along and bumped your offer. So you no longer want to sell your home because that was the house you wanted, so you might take your house off the market. Or because it didn't sell fast like your brothers did last summer, you got discouraged and took your house off the market. Or decided that with this interest rate, no one's going to buy in this price range, so let's take our house off the market. But 146 in the last 6 months is a lot of houses come off the market. That is a really good indicator of what the media, how the media impacts people and the decisions they make.
Oh, I see where you're getting at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm scared now. My house is never going to sell. Well, we only have 164 active right now. So what that means is overall, we have 1.5 months of inventory. So if we don't get more listings, in a month and a half, we have nothing to sell. So you 146 people that went off the market, give me a call. Let's get back on the market. Okay? We need the inventory.
And that figure you had on the pending sales, too.
Yeah.
That number is probably as close to being balanced as I've seen in 3 years, at least 3 years.
Yep, exactly. So bottom line is if your house is on the market, you have it in good showing condition, and you're at the right price point, your house is going to sell. Okay? So there are some price points where they are sitting longer, for sure. But typically those are the high-end price ranges. And for a while, when the interest rates were like 2.5% or whatever the heck they were, that was the price range that was selling the quickest. Do you remember that?
I do.
Like $1 million houses are selling the fastest. Well, yeah, they are, because people want to get those babies and lock them in at this interest rate. So they hit the market, they sold, right? And people jumped over the step up house into the forever house because of the rates. And they are looking themselves in the mirror going, good move.
I bet.
For sure. So, all right, let me break this down just a little bit further. From 0 to 100,000, there is one listing. From 100,000 to 200, there's 14. From 200 to 300, there are 32. Now, there are 3 weeks worth of inventory. 32 in that 200 to 300,000 is 3 weeks worth of inventory. So those 32 houses will be sold in the next 3 weeks.
I bet.
Okay?
Yes.
And then from 300 to 400, there are 25 more, and they'll be sold in the next month. So can you see what's going on here?
I sure
Match day is the middle of March. And so everything we have between 200,000 and probably 500,000, which is 32, 25, and 24, they'll all be gone.
Yeah, you have barely enough to cover the number of matches that'll be.
We don't have enough. We need more inventory. Yes, we definitely need more. So that's what I'm saying. You 146 people that went off the market, time to get back on. Give me a call. I'm happy to help. But above that, we're definitely seeing less inventory in the high end. I mean, 500 to 600, we have 10. 600 to 700, we have 14. 700 to 800, we have 16. 800 to 900, we have 8. 900 to $1 million, we have 6. We have 0 houses between $1 million and $1.1 million, which tells me that anybody that was right around that price was doing everything they could to price below $1 million.
Yep.
And then $1.1 million to $1.2 million, we have 2 houses, and we've got 4 months of supply at 2 houses. Okay, and between $1.2 million and $1.3 million, we've got 4. Well, guess what? That's 2 years worth of supply. So with the interest rates being the way they are now, people are saying, yeah, I don't need that big $1,200,000 house. I'll just stay right where I am. So those 4 houses are going to last us for the next 24 months. And then, go ahead.
Well, I mean, this is the way the market is normally. But I mean, if you take out those weird years, this is the way it had been.
Yeah, this is a very, very healthy housing market. You know, I mean, always when you had the high end. Well, of course, when I was a new agent, the high end house was like 500 to 800. and you had a house 500 to 800, you expected to wait 6 months to sell it. And that wasn't weird. It's just that was the high-end market, and fewer people qualified to buy homes in that high-end market.
I'll tell you what, Robin, we're almost out of time. Do you have any listings you wanted to cover quick?
Well, thank you. I have a couple of new listings. I've got, actually, we had one at 1863 Gilmore Avenue in Winona for $300,000, but we sold that one in a day. So that one's gone. But we do have one at 235 South Smith Street in Kellogg. It's been completely redone, and the house is 6-bed, 2-bath with a 2-car garage. Kellogg, Minnesota, $229,900. So you could have a very affordable home for your family and live in Kellogg, where there's the great little town and country cafe that you could walk to and eat your meals. Anyway, wherever I can help you find a house, whether it's, in Rochester, Byron, Stewartville, down by the river, we're obviously licensed all over the state of Minnesota and Wisconsin. So give us a call, cell phone 507-259-4926, or you can always visit our website at gwaltneygroup.com.
All right, Robin, get some rest.
Thank you. All right, I'll be busy this weekend, actually, making up for lost time.
Oh, there we go. Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results on News Talk 1340 KROC AM at night.
This is